onto the camera. Okay, good. Hi, everyone. My name is LeChen, and this is my co-author, Dr. Yihao Fan.
Hello.
Our topic today is ChatGPT policy development in Ontario higher education. And it's primarily based on a recent book chapter we published, and we will have the QR code of the book chapter in the end of our talk. Okay. How do we, next slide? This one, okay, perfect. In the broader debate on the impact of ChatGPT in higher education, many benefits and concerns have been discussed. And in terms of the benefits, just to quickly summarize, ChatGPT can serve as an effective writing assistant. It can help teachers prepare lessons, create tasks, provide customized feedback, personalized exams. It can support students learning at their own pace and space. It can provide students with immediate and customized feedback. However, there are several limitations being acknowledged as well. Some argue ChatGPT may hinder students' development of critical thinking. Also, we are worried about ChatGPT's tendency to hallucinate, to make up the language. And in addition, it can present a major plagiarism concern for assessment. And last but not least, it creates different accessibility issues to AI tools, which can lead to inequity concerns. Overall speaking, so far, there have been few consensus-based guidelines in higher education yet. So in our study, we asked, what academic policies and guidelines related to the use of AI tools have Ontario universities developed since the launch of ChatGPT back in November 2022? And for our data collection, the cutoff date was October 3rd, 2023. So we are speaking to whatever data became available during that time window. Since this inquiry is conducted at the intersection of AI and the students' language needs, we bring key concepts from both fields into our theoretical framework. I know we have our positionality on the slides as well, but given the time we have today, we're going to skip that part. And again, you're welcome to read more in the chapter, which we will have the QR code up. In the next few slides, I will be very briefly talking about plurilingualism, and Yihao will talk about large language model. We used plurilingualism theory in our study because plurilingualism embraces a holistic, fluid, and a dynamic view of the rich linguistic repertoire of individuals. It challenges the native speaker model. It considers individuals as legitimate language speakers, regardless of proficiency level within and across the languages or language varieties. Therefore, the goal of language education is not to have native speaker-like proficiency, but to promote agency and develop plurilingual and pluricultural competence. And I'm going to pass to Yihao to explain further.
Okay, hi. So ChatGPT is a large language model based on natural language processing. It represents the result of major progress in AI. Starting with the transformer architecture. So I just have a quick question. So do you guys have any idea of transformer architecture? But anyway, okay, I move on. So this makes it possible to train on huge data sets and better understand world context. Building on this foundation, Google's BERT introduced bidirectional training and mass language modeling to achieve superior performance. Further innovating, Google's T5 treats everything as text-to-text problem, reconstructing input through a similar masking approach. ChatGPT has been designed to produce human-like conversations, setting new standards in language understanding and expanding into multimodal tasks that mix text with data-like images. As mentioned above, plurilingualism theory promotes the agency of both teachers and students in their co-construction of meaning and mediation of communication. However, this view of agency focuses on human interaction and may become insufficient when we consider the implication of AI or other non-human actors for language teaching and learning. Therefore, we need a broader conceptualization to explore the entanglement between human and more than human agents. This may include different languages, modalities, learning materials, and environments. So we use the notion of interaction and computer as independent existence, but sees agency as a dynamic interplay of things. Hence, when considering ChatGPT's implications for international students, we consider not only human interactions as the focus of agency, but also interaction between humans and materials, including ChatGPT. Okay, then I pass back to LeChen.
Thank you. So for the study, we used document analysis, and the data were collected from 24 public universities located in Ontario. As you can see, the data sources, we included the university websites, policies, guidelines, their frequently asked questions, events, news published on the university website as of that time. And there are certain limitations, as you can see, because any data related but emerged after our cutoff date are not included in our data set. And also our discussion and results are limited to ChatGPT 3.5 back at that time. So as we can see here, 18 universities were included in our data analysis and 6 were excluded because the search results back then was 0. And let's talk about findings. The findings are categorized into 4 themes, including academic integrity challenges, authorship and data privacy issues, digital equity and inclusion concerns, and educational values and innovations. We are going to explain more about each of these respectively. So academic integrity appears to be the most significant challenge that ChatGPT presents for higher education. And many universities were claiming they were still in the process of developing and coping with this new phenomenon. And universities generally adopt core values of honesty, trust, fairness, responsibility, and courage. And several institutions have updated their policies, which define unauthorized use of ChatGPT or AI tools in assignments or exams as a violation of academic integrity standards. Meanwhile, many universities also emphasized the importance of being explicit and consistent in the policies and the practices. That said, instructors are generally given the autonomy for authorizing students' use of AI tools in the assignments, and institutions recognize also at the same time, it's not an individual decision, it's a community action. So they want to include multiple stakeholders, such as the dean's office, the library, teaching and learning support services, or bring everybody into this. It's considered as shared responsibilities among the partners. And talking about the second theme regarding authorship and data privacy, universities are seeking transparency, accountability, and further clarification on the matter. While many libraries claim ChatGPT cannot be a co-author, they direct staff and students to authoritative sources such as APA for emerging citation conventions to properly acknowledge any content generated by AI. And universities also raise concerns about the safety of using ChatGPT due to external and internal reasons. Externally, as Geoff also mentioned this morning, OpenAI preserves all the data or the conversations we have had with ChatGPT for training purposes, so that's a concern. Internally, many institutions back then had not yet performed an information risk assessment yet, so it was very hard for them to contribute further at that point. And moving on to the Next issue, matters concerning digital inequities have shown varied responses among these institutions, which is not surprising. Some universities are worried students have access to AI tools may obtain an unjust social digital advantage over others who do not. Other universities are calling for an equity and a critical lens to address those dynamic concerns. To ensure equitable AI use, universities recognize the urgent need for AI literacy building, and some were already in the process of developing resources and providing training for faculty and students. And given the time, we are going to very quickly go through the remaining slides. In our last theme about educational values and innovations, that's where the universities started to envision the opportunities and the potential brought by ChatGPT. And more of these details can be found in our chapter regarding the new initiatives, new funding, etc. And our discussion, we show there is varied attitudes towards ChatGPT use in the educational process, inspired by creativity and innovation, and the educational outcome, which is often measured by assessment. And our question becomes, how do we best navigate these challenges and opportunities for an inclusive and AI-infused classroom or higher education? And we discussed several strategies or areas that is worth further probing if we are going to move forward, including how to do we develop critical AI literacy, how do we embed AI into curriculum assessment, etc., and also how to use AI safely. And also, we were discussing how do we best engage AI as an energetic partner, which obviously starts with our mindset. How do we change our perspectives from seeing AI as an instrumental tool to seeing it as an agentic partner from a post-human perspective, obviously. And also, we identified the blind spot in the current university AI policy making, whereas international students were largely remaining invisible. Although universities do mention, for international students, the AI detection context. So instructors are made aware that AI might be biased towards, detection in terms of detection AI content. AI might be biased towards this group. However, there was very little attention paid to how do we actually tap on the potential, the pedagogical value of AI for multilingual students. So that's also a question. So to wrap up, ChatGPT has the potential to become a key partner in plurilingual students' learning journey. So inevitably, there's going to be a decline in the demand for human tutors or language classes, but human interactions provide invaluable emotional support, as also mentioned in our plenary session this morning. Mentorship, nuanced understanding, empathy, all these things purely AI systems cannot substitute or replicate entirely. And these are the references that we used in our talk. And if you are interested, please feel free to check out our chapter where you can find more details about the study. And we are going to welcome you for any possible comments or questions that you may have. Thank you.